Welcome back, truth seekers. Today, we're diving into the shadowy world of secret operations and classified endeavors. We're pulling back the curtain on some of the most hush-hush operations that come straight from the heart of the US government. These aren't your ordinary run-of-the-mill projects. These are tales wrapped in layers of mystery, intrigue, and secrecy. So, tighten your seatbelts, because we're about to uncover the elusive reality behind these secret US projects. The truth, as they say, is often stranger than fiction. From Nazis to a sunken submarine, and all the way to a secret bunker and psychic abilities, we'll uncover it all, right now. Stargate Project. If you're into science fiction, then this one is for you. 1978, the Defense Intelligence Agency and SRI International established a secret US Army unit at Fort Meade, Maryland, in order to investigate the potential for psychic phenomena in military and domestic intelligence applications. The work of the project primarily involved and focused on remote viewing, which is the ability to physically see events, sights, or information from a great distance. The unit was small, comprising of about 15 to 20 individuals, and was run out of an old leaky wooden barracks. In 1995, the Stargate Project was terminated and declassified after a CIA report concluded that it was never useful in any intelligence operation. Thank you for choosing to watch our video. If you enjoyed so far, please like and subscribe to support our channel. We truly appreciate it. You can also hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos to the channel. Now, let's continue. Operation Paperclip. Operation Paperclip was a secret United States intelligence program in which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from the former Nazi Germany to the US for government employment after the end of World War II in Europe between 1945 and 1959. Many of these personnel were former members and some were former leaders of the Nazi Party. Two of them were Werner von Braun, the chief rocket engineer of the Third Reich, and Walter Schreiber, the German Army's wartime chief of medical science, who authorized dangerous experiments on humans. To assure security clearance in the United States, the Joint Intelligence Objectives Agency created false records for the scientists, many of whom were considered wartime criminals. The operation was first known as Operation Overcast, but was renamed to Operation Paperclip by Ordnance Corps officers who would attach a paperclip to the folders of those rocket experts whom they wished to employ in the United States. The project was not initially targeted against the Soviet Union, as the concern of the US government was that German scientists might emigrate and continue their research in countries that remained neutral during the war. Project Sunshine. Project Sunshine began in 1953 in an effort to study the effects of nuclear weapons tests. In order to do that, the federal government established a worldwide network to secretly collect tissue samples from more than 900 human cadavers. The body snatching took place in secret, without any notification nor permission of the next of kin, which resulted in more than 1,500 samples being gathered. Many of the 1,500 sample cadavers were babies and young children and were taken from countries in Europe as well as from Australia. In 1994, President Bill Clinton formed an advisory committee to investigate. This resulted in a 900-page report acknowledging the unethical and illegal actions taken during Project Sunshine. Operation Northwoods. 1962. The U.S. Department of Defense of the United States government proposed that CIA operatives stage and commit acts of terrorism against American military and civilian targets. They would later blame these terrorist acts on the Cuban government and thus use it to justify a war against Cuba. A document of this operation details staging acts of a fabricated shoot-down of a U.S. Air Force fighter aircraft off the coast of Cuba, the possible assassination of Cuban immigrants, sinking boats of Cuban refugees on the high seas, blowing up a U.S. ship, and orchestrating terrorism in U.S. cities. All of these proposals were eventually rejected by U.S. President John F. Kennedy. Project Greek Island. The Greenbrier Hotel in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia may look like just another luxury resort, but for 30 years, secrets of the government lay beneath the hotel's west wing. What were they trying to hide? In In the late 1950s, the United States government approached the Greenbrier Resort and sought its assistance, creating a secret emergency relocation center to house the United States Congress due to the Cuban Revolution and soon after the Cuban Missile Crisis. The classified underground facility was built at the same time as the West Virginia Wing, an above-ground addition to the hotel from 1959 to 1962. For 30 years, the Greenbrier owners maintained an agreement with the federal government that, in the event of an international crisis, the entire resort property would be converted to government use, specifically as the emergency location for the legislative branch. Built in 1961, 112,544 square foot bunker, complete with enough dormitories to accommodate 1,100 people, functioned as a shelter for members of Congress in the event of a nuclear bomb. The facility was decommissioned in 1982 after the program was exposed by the Washington Post. It is now known as the Greenbrier Bunker. However, the hotel still offers tours, so consider visiting with friends and family. Project Azorian. 1968. The Soviet submarine K-129 sinks approximately 1,600 miles northwest of Hawaii. 1974. Project Azorian, one of the most complicated, secret and expensive projects ever that took place in the United States and by the US government, with its purpose to recover the sunken Soviet submarine from the Pacific Ocean floor. For this operation, a special ship was built known as U.S. Glomar Explorer. The recovery ship with its lifting cradle were designed to use their precision stability equipment and keep the ship nearly stationary above the target while lowering nearly 3 miles of pipe. They worked with scientists to develop methods for preserving paper that had been underwater for years and for good reasons. They were hoping to be able to recover and read the submarine's codebooks. The reasons that this project was approved include the recovery of an intact R-21 nuclear missile and cryptological documents and equipment. The ship was able to recover only a portion of K-129, but a mechanical failure in the grapple caused 2/3 of the recovered section to break off during recovery. Even worse, thieves broke into the company that built the ship and stole some secret documents related to the project. They eventually exposed the story, forcing the CIA to abandon their attempt to recover the remainder of the submarine. This 6-year project cost about $800 million, which is roughly $4.7 billion today. Operation Merlin. In the late 1990s, the CIA set out to hinder Iran's nuclear program, which they viewed as an increasingly dangerous threat. They have decided to arrange for Tehran's scientists to receive a nuclear blueprint that was intentionally incorrect and wouldn't produce a working bomb. The CIA gave the blueprints to a Russian scientist who had no idea at the time that the blueprints were fake. The scientist passed the plans along to the Iranians. However, he noticed that the plans were flawed and pointed it out to the Iranians. Instead of crippling Iran's nuclear program, Operation Merlin may have accelerated it by providing useful information. Once the flaws were identified, the plans could be compared with other sources in order to make the correct adjustments. Thank you for watching. Which project would you have liked to participate in? Let us know in the comments. Reminding you to like our video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to support our channel. We truly appreciate it. Also, hit the bell icon to get notified when we upload new videos to the channel. Have a great day and make sure no one follows you.